Hi guys, it's been a while. Life has just been incredibly crazy, and so kind of getting back into the swing of things. Eh, I'm at an absolute loss for words now. Where things are heading. I've got some stuff coming up on Canada, specifically Mark Carney. But back home, one of the things I'm thinking about, myself and Lisa, is somewhat making a part-time relocation back to the UK. And it can't be a full-time relocation simply because Lisa has kids here. Um, but it's the decision and the interest is really coming back to the UK. And for me, going back to the UK always meant going back to London. And I'll be honest, I just don't know if that's something I really want to do now. Of course, I think that those of us who want to see London, want to see England and the UK return to what it should be, I think it's incumbent upon us to not abandon it, and to make a stand. There's been a lot of great people who have done that, and who continue to do that. But I become frustrated, saddened, sickened when watched recently an interview, a police interview of a Jewish lawyer in London, a British guy, of the Jewish faith, who was brought in for questioning because he was in the vicinity of a pro-Palestinian, anti-Semitic jihadist rally in London. And let's not get it confused. These people do not care one jot about the Palestinian children, the protesters. I mean, and he was seen to be wearing a Star of David around his neck, and this antagonized and instilled such fear into the protesters. They made a formal complaint to the police, and he was actually brought in for questioning. And watching this interview, watching this interrogation, this whatever you want to call this, I'm surprised he and his lawyer were able to maintain such composure and dignity, and respect for the process that they did. Shame, absolute shame on the two police officers that were there. Shame on their bosses who allowed this to happen. Shame on anybody involved, especially within the Metropolitan Police, who thought for 1 second that this is okay, that bringing in a British man who happened to be Jewish for questioning because as they kept saying, I put it to you that you wore the Star of David to incite, a sense of whatever they were charging him or accusing him of, instilling fear, instilling concern amongst the protesters. Where is the bringing in the jihadists, the Islamists, who are taking over the East End of London in matching black clothing, wearing masks, waving the Palestinian flags? Does that not raise fear amongst the local people? Are there any local people left in the East End? But does that not raise fear so to the point where they should also be brought in and questioned by police? No, they're not. They're not being brought in. The police are completely allowing this to happen, to the point where I wonder, who are they working for? Forget that, we're still talking about a two-tier justice system, a two-tier policing system. I don't think it's two-tier anymore. It's clearly one tier, and they are choosing sides, and they have chosen a side. When they're bringing in a Jewish British man and questioning him, most likely, I don't know, I'm assuming under caution, for wearing a Star of David around his neck, while allowing balaclava wearing jihadists to take over whole neighborhoods, whole streets, to have very intimidating prayer sessions, to chant that these streets are our streets, when they're allowing that to happen and doing absolutely nothing to stop it, then to me it's clear that the British police do not work for the British people. They are working for the Islamists. They are working for this pro-Palestinian mob that is insistent on taking over London, insistent on taking over the streets of London, imposing whatever laws they intend to impose. And the leftists who are supporting them in these rallies, man, oh man, I've never seen a more dumb group of people, because should these Islamists get what they want, do you think that they will stop? They will then come after these leftists who are demanding all of these special rights and freedoms for these so-called disenfranchised groups that they're supporting. And then watching this morning, looking on X this morning, Rupert Lowe posting that a British lawyer of Nigerian descent, Adeshola Moss-Shogbamimu, said that she is not really against or for the death penalty, but should they bring it back, she will suggest bringing it back for Rupert Lowe, calling for his death, essentially. And the Metropolitan Police have decided that no further action will be taken. They will not be pursuing this. Are you kidding me? How long did Lucy Connolly do in prison? But should we be surprised? A lawyer she's of Nigerian descent. Her parents are from Nigeria, the same country that's massacring Christians. And the left has nothing to say about that either. I want to move back to London. I want to be in London on a more regular basis, but I'm wondering if it's the place to go to now. When will it stop? And just when you think that something is, there is some change, some positive things might happen. The Merseyside police now have decided to cancel Remembrance Day. Remembrance Day, I thought was, and for me, one of the most sacrosanct days of the year, in which we remember the fallen of World War I, World War II, all the other conflicts, including peacekeeping missions. That they're going to cancel this because of health and safety fears. Let's be honest, it's not a health and safety fear. They're capitulating to a certain group who they think might decide to do something. So instead of, we are not going to bend over to the point where we're canceling Remembrance Day and we are going after those who are doing this or those that we're concerned about. Go after those that you're concerned about. When will it end? When will this end? Oh my God. I'm every day, and I haven't made a video in some time, but come back and things are just getting more and more insane. I don't know, guys. I don't know. When's the next election? Anyhow, let me know what you think. Do you see this? Do you think that this can get any better than it currently is? Is there a way out of this? Is there hope? Let me know in the comments below. If you haven't already, I would truly appreciate you subscribing to the channel and giving this video a thumbs up and a share if you liked it. But yeah, I'm going to be putting out another video later on. Things are not really any better in Canada. We are still under the rule governance of a completely just disastrous government of Mark Carney, who's apparently he's insisting on doing exactly here what he did back in the UK when he was governor of the Bank of England. So I'll be putting out a video on that later on. But anyhow, guys, yeah, thanks for watching. If you stayed until the end, thanks for making it all the way through. And drop me any comments below. And until the next video, take care of yourselves.